Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back to my F123 My Team Career Mode. We are now at round 3 for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Again, just a reminder, this is a custom 16 race calendar. However, I have seen a comment which says, do a full season for Season 2. I hear you, Season 2 will be a full season, and then after that, you guys get to decide whether I carry on doing 16 race calendars or 23 race calendars. So the choice is yours. But anyway, we are here for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix and we are trying to get out of Q1. We have had one or two minor upgrades fitted to the car, so that's going to help us out, I think. And it's going to help us move and push that bit forwards. For the first time in a career mode since 2016, we have no points after the first two races, so I'm hoping here we can break that duck and get a couple of points on the board. All it takes is a few points to get the momentum going, and then we have something we can build upon. But for now, we have managed to get out of Q1, and we also surprised ourselves here and got out of Q2 by just under a tenth. So I'm really happy with that too. It's our first Q3 appearance. However, by the time Q3 hit, the heavens had opened and the track was wet. And given this was one of my first runnings in wet weather, obviously we don't count Baku, I was struggling to get to grips with how the car handled in the wet. It wasn't this wet in Baku, so you know, it's just about learning how the car feels in the wet. And that first lap wasn't particularly great. However, my second lap, look at this, we're over a second and a half quicker. And this actually should place us quite well in the top 10. It's P7! Wow! That was a lap and a half. P7 for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Obviously barring any penalties, of course. We go straight to the race, no intro screen. I do apologise for that. This is due to a technical issue my end. But I am pleased to say we've got 32 laps ahead of us. What can we achieve? It's lights out and away we go. And Verstappen gets away a little bit sluggishly there, but it's Lewis Hamilton from row 2 that has got a massive jump. I think he was going to have a look at Verstappen there, but he just had nowhere to take that momentum. Meanwhile, it's all cracking off a little bit behind. As you can see, Perez and Sainz having their own battle, and we look like we're poking our nose in as well. So let's have a look at the start from our POV then. We are P7 on the grid, so what can we do from here with 32 laps in front of us? It's lights out and away we go. Or away Leclerc doesn't go because he just looked like he was standing still there. Straight past Alonso though, past Leclerc, round the outside of Sainz. Perez looks like he's trying to cover from us. Sainz taking a very opportunistic dive up the inside, but that was only going to close in on him. And Sainz with nowhere to go. I was going to try and capitalise on that, but we just weren't able to capitalise on the stricken Spaniard. And we are up into P5, so it is 2 places gained and a very strong start from us. But there is a long way to go in this race and we need to settle in. We've got Alonso and Russell right behind us, so they're going to be very difficult to hold off, but we'll give it our best shot. We will give it our best shot. Here is George Russell and he is having an attack on Fernando Alonso, and if these two could keep each other busy, that'd be appreciated so I can just drive away and focus more on what's in front of me. Russell down the inside of Alonso. Has he got the place done? Yes, I think he has. Alonso trying to stay side by side with him, but Russell has got the move done, and that was a gap that was always going to close in on Alonso. And who's that on the left that's taking opportunity there? Is it Lando Norris? Yes, it is Lando Norris, moving his McLaren up a position there. Norris not waiting around for anybody today. He is getting on with it. That is some good opportunistic overtaking by Lando Norris. Meanwhile, we're still in P5 with George Russell all over my rear, going into Aqua Minerale. He's ducking and diving, trying to find a way through, and my car's stepping out just a little bit on the exit there. That put my heart in my mouth just a little bit. The guys in front of me well and truly disappearing into the distance as George Russell now with DRS activated. I feel like we're just going to be a sitting duck here against the Mercedes. I tried to defend, but Russell, well, what could we have done about that? But he basically made us look like we're standing still, but George Russell moving into P5, we're 6th, Norris 7th, and Leclerc down to 8th after that miserable start, so he's going to want to try and recover something from that. But we're now holding on 6th, and I'm trying to stay within a second to keep the DRS on Russell so he can pull us along just a little bit. And this is Lewis Hamilton going for the lead of the race. Lewis Hamilton going round the outside of Sebastian Vettel, of Max Verstappen, and is Hamilton in the lead? Yes, he is. Hamilton taking the lead from Max Verstappen, and Sergio Perez in 3rd. He's feeling a bit racy, isn't he? And here comes Sergio Perez round the outside of Verstappen. Surely that's going to be done before the corner with the momentum he had. Yes, it is. And Perez up to 2nd. So Verstappen seemingly struggling at this stage of the race just a little bit, as Hamilton and Perez have got through. And we're now fending off Charles Leclerc. Is he going to have a go here? He's getting closer, but I don't think he's quite close enough this time. And we cover him off just for now. I don't know if he was trying to dummy us there, but it didn't work. Leclerc holding the... Sorry, we're holding the position from Leclerc. Leclerc having a look down the inside now, though. But that's going to be shut down very, very quickly. That is not an overtaking place. But now look, Leclerc much closer to us. And this time, again, I think we're going to be a bit of a sitting duck as Charles Leclerc flies past us. And we are down into 7th. And now we've got Norris and Alonso to hold off. So the hard tyres not really working for Fernando Alonso as Sergio Perez is going for the lead. Sergio Perez is taking the lead, and Sergio Perez is running wide and losing the lead. So, that's a shame for him. He was looking very strong there. I thought he was going to take the lead, but he went a bit deep into the corner. And here comes Lando Norris now, pushing me off the circuit. He made a dive up the inside, went in tight, had to correct it, it forced me off the circuit. And now Alonso's having a look, but that was a little bit optimistic on him, I think. And we are just about able to hold on to P7, but Alonso is coming back for us now. And I feel like, again, this is just going to be a done deal. And I'm starting to struggle just a little bit with the tyres. And I feel like that's an area of upgrades that I want to focus on, the tyre wear, because we are eating our tyres at the moment. And Alonso blasting through, Norris having a look. He tries to go around the outside, that doesn't work out. We defend him off. And I'm thinking this is about time with the rain starting to fall, but the tyres, the track clearly not getting wet. I'm starting to think about alternative strategies and what we can do. Right, here comes Lando Norris down the inside, and Lando's got that move done pretty much straight away on us, and we weren't really able to do anything about it. So like I said, I'm now thinking alternative strategies as we watch Verstappen attacking Perez, and Max Verstappen taking P2 from Sergio Perez. And Perez now fighting around the outside and banging wheels with his teammate. Perez getting very forceful there at holding on to P2. And Carlos Sainz in 4. He can only watch on as the two Red Bulls battle it out. He's hoping to take opportunity. Meanwhile, I've pitted for fresh mediums because the track does not feel wet enough yet for inters at all, despite the fact that we've had light rain for about the last 6 or 7 laps, and the track just isn't getting wet. So we're taking on mediums to give ourselves a bit of flexibility with the strategy if the track does start getting wetter just a little bit later. But for now, we're leaving the pits. We are stone dead last, having made a pit stop, but with the fresh tyres, we should be able to get a cheeky little undercut here. Unfortunately, an undercut isn't going to be on Iwasa's mind, as for the second time in a row, he experiences a car failure, so we've got work to do on the durability front as well. But that's a sad start to his season. 3 races in and only made it to the end of one of them. There is work to be done, but I tell you what, these new medium tyres are feeling absolutely amazing. And I feel like with this game, the tyre wear, they've really buffed the effects of how the tyre wear affects the car behaviour. Because I've noticed that the car gets really slidey when the tyres are a bit more worn. And the effect of new tyres, it just feels absolutely incredible to take on new tyres. So that's something I have noticed. And straight away, we've managed to close in quite a bit on Ocon. We're now watching Nick de Vries have a look at Hulkenberg. There's battles all the way up and down the field in this Grand Prix today. De Vries not quite able to make any kind of inroads on Hulkenberg. But it's not getting much better for Haas, as out of the race drops Kevin Magnussen. So it's not looking like a great day for them at all, with Hulkenberg so low down the order and Magnussen now out of the race. The rest of the field are now starting to pit in, take on hard tyres, which they intend to go to the end of the race pending a change of tyres for intermediates. But look at that, I've cleared Lando Norris, who passed me quite a bit earlier, by over 2.5 seconds. So that's the effect of the undercut on this game. It really is quite strong. But now Norris has fresher tyres than us. It is easier for him to catch us, and Alonso on brand new fresh mediums, he's going to be super quick, so it's going to be really hard to hold him off. And the circuit, despite the rain, still not really getting any wetter. It's greasy, it's slippery, but it's not wet. And Alonso round the outside of Aqua Minerale. I don't know how he quite thought that move was going to work, but Alonso going round the outside and getting run wide by us there. But Fernando Alonso is not a driver you're going to be able to keep behind you for too long. And Alonso going through there, and quite annoyingly, he went through after the DRS detection. So he's going to have a fresh dose of DRS. We're not going to get any. We've got Lando Norris to fight off. Fighting off Norris is going to be next to impossible. And here comes Lando Norris then, and Norris getting a place too. So we have lost 2 places in one go there. And that's a little bit frustrating, especially as I'm starting to struggle with the conditions and with the fact that these tyres are also starting to wear out just a little bit. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like the track's getting wet fast enough, and within a few laps we have to make a pit stop because again we've lost time. And I'm just going to gamble on intermediates and hope that the track does get wet within the next lap or so. It has got greasier, it has got more slippery, so I'm thinking that we are round about the time to switch over to intermediates. However, look how far back we are, so it is a case of once again the strategy has not worked out. Maybe I should have gone for hards and just acted as if for all intents and purposes it was going to stay a dry race and just gone to the end on them. But what, you know, you have to gamble with these things sometimes, and unfortunately it just hasn't paid off for us once again. So it's going to be yet another race with no points unless the heavens open right now and it forces everybody in. But unfortunately that just hasn't happened, as Max Verstappen is now coming back for Sergio Perez. After being behind him for all this time, Verstappen has decided he wants P2 back and has gone to take P2 back. And Lewis Hamilton, however, it was a win for him. Nobody could touch him today. Hamilton, once he took the lead, nobody could touch him. Perez had a go, but went deep. And now the rain starts to fall a bit more. Now the circuit is getting a little bit damper, but there was just nothing we could do at this point. So unfortunately, it is a case of another gamble did not pay off. When I think if we took on the hard tyres and acted as though it was a dry race all the way through, we could have taken a point or two. But hey, I did not know how this was going to play out. I took a gamble based on it, and it just didn't work. And for me, I feel like either way would have been a gamble. It's P20. There's work to be done. Clearly, the pace is just about there. But yeah, an unfortunate gamble once again just doesn't pay off.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So Lewis Hamilton becomes the first non-Red Bull winner to win in this alternative F1 universe, and it was a brilliant drive by Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen finishing very close in the end though, wanted to give him a run, but he just ran out of laps. It's Perez in third as well, the top three finishing within a second of each other. So that is a very close finish. Wow, I don't think I've seen the top three finish that closely for a while. Guys, get your stats out if you know when the last time the top three finished that closely together. Russell finishing fourth, Leclerc fifth, and Sainz rounds out the top six. Then it's Alonso, Norris, Tsunoda and Albon picking up a point for Williams, so good race for him. And not so good race for us. Again, we took a gamble with the weather like we did in Baku, and it just hasn't worked out for us. I feel like we should have gone for the hards, but in my mind that was also a gamble, and I didn't know how the rain was going to play out and how long it was going to take for the track to get wet. So it was just a matter of I did what I thought was best at the time, and yeah, it turned out to be as intelligent as Ferrari strategy. But for now, there is a positive to take in that we did have decent pace to run with the top 10. So I'm fairly sure that points are on the horizon real soon. But for the first time in a long time now, like I said, we have a bit of a points duck here, because 3 races into career mode and still no points. And yeah, we need to change that as soon as possible. Hopefully next time out at Monaco, we might be able to scrape some points. But thank you for watching anyway. Don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, guys, I've been Joe, TTFN. Ta-ta for now, take care.